Okay, so I wanted to do another silent story, but there was some grammar things that I wanted to add with that. So I may tell it at the same time that I'm instructing. So, for example, like a deaf person or, any hearing person is telling a story about something that happens. And so you, as an American English user, would say the other day. And the other day can be what? Yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, right? But the sign that is in ASL is 2 days ago. Remember, this is yesterday. It starts here and it goes back, and then 2 days ago. You can do 3 days ago, and that's about as much as you can do on the cheek. So when I see this, I may think 2 days ago or the other day. So it depends on the specificity they want on that story, because it could just be telling a story. For example, here's one. Okay, so that story is the other day, and it could literally be 2 days ago or it could be the other day, but they're giving you a tense because now it's in the past, right? You have to have that tense to be able to think. And, if you're not interpreting, you may not be as concerned about it, but you still want to know the genre or the general scope of the story. So the other day, I went to pick up my medicine. Medicine pick up. Pick it up. So you arrive at the store and the line is so long. Now it could be that you are standing in line, and if you wanted to do like the drive-in pharmacy, you could have it is all like this, right? So either way, the line was really long, and I didn't want to wait. I left, and then this is the sign for tomorrow. But if you're following the story 2 days ago, so the next day, right, you wouldn't say in your mind or voice, so tomorrow, because that's in the future, right? So we've already got the past. That's why I really wanted to get this grammar going on. 2 days ago is in the past. And so they're telling the story in first person. ASL is always told in first person, and tense is given at the beginning of the story or sometimes at the end, and that's going to be frustrating because you're thinking, that happened today, are you going tomorrow? And they're going, no, I already did. And you're going, oh, because you've missed that tense. So 2 days ago, I went to pick up my medicine, but the line was so long, I decided to leave. Then the next day, see, tomorrow, then the next day, because you wouldn't say the next day. Someone who does very English grammar order would not say that, but most deaf people say, so the next day, I decided to go earlier, to go early. And I would say earlier instead of early, because I don't know, does that mean, what's early, right? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, as soon as they open, I don't know. They didn't say that, so they go early. So I'm saying earlier. So I arrived early, and the line was shorter. Now here we go. See, there's a line, right? Because we don't know what time they went. They didn't tell us. The line was shorter. And then the story was really long. No. So the line was shorter. So I would wait as an interpreter if I was looking at this, and then you as someone doing it as a conversation, just watch the sign language, right? Just watch the story unfold. The other day, medicine pick up, or went medicine pick up, and the line was just so long. I decided to leave, and I went so the next day, I went to pick up my medicine, and the line wasn't as long. See, you would wait and say and think, and if you're telling someone else, even if this is not in a formal situation, but you are just having a conversation with friends, and the other person knows nothing about sign language, and so you're interpreting in somewhat. So just wait for the story to unfold, and actually, because you're gesturing and using classifiers like this and this, someone who doesn't know sign language is already going to know that the line was shorter, right? It wasn't as long. You could use a different variety of things. That's what's great about the conceptual language. I don't have to use it wasn't as long or it was shorter. I could say either one of those and it's correct. You see what I'm saying? So it's not word for word. It's not sign word. It's sign, or a group of signs and a concept. So there's words that we do put in there that we call glosses that are what we normally use. So that's a good story about how to use tense. So here's another one that still has medicine involved, but I'm going to change it up just a tad. So the story is, so I'm going to go ahead and get, instead of typing it up in the comments. So I did say yesterday I had a headache. And it wasn't awful. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad, right? But it was bothersome, nagging. That's what I would say as a American English user, and where I'm from, I would say it was a nagging headache. And that means, so bother, nagging headache. So I wouldn't say, if I was voicing that or thinking it, it was just bothering me. I wouldn't say that it was a nagging headache, because I'd already said it wasn't awful, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't bad, but it was just nagging, it was just bothersome. And then I said, oh, medicine, I'm going to take it. And then later I said, see, later doesn't mean in the future tense, like tomorrow. It's later in the day. You understand? Because I already said yesterday, so I'm talking about a story that happened yesterday in the first person. So then I said later, I thought, it still had the headache. It's still nagging, right? And I was going to take another one. I was going to take just one pill. And I just did the little pill. And then I just took it. Just a little. You can either do it with this one or this one. I see a lot of deaf people either do their index finger or their middle finger. And it doesn't matter. They're just taking just a little bit, right? So a little pill. They just took the pill. They took one pill. Either way, you could do that. So I was just going to take one pill, but I didn't want to take too much medicine. Why? Because my stomach would get upset. So I was just going to take one, one more, so that would be 3. I didn't say that, but that would have been 3. And then I noticed, like later in the afternoon, later in the afternoon, it's the same day, it's still yesterday, but I'm still talking in the first person. So, and you don't have any tense in first person. It's like it's happening right there. So later, I was going, man, I'm still having that headache. It's still nagging. So now we're talking about later in the afternoon or early evening, right? So it's not, well, I guess it would be later afternoon. This is afternoon, but it's later, right? It's still later. So an hour later, it was still there. It was still nagging or whatever I had said. So I took a second, pain reliever medicine. And then I said, finally, I noticed around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something like that. So early evening, right? Sun's going down, but not yet. My headache went away. So the conclusion is that I probably never took that pain reliever when I was planning on it or thought about it, was going to, and thought I took it out. Like here in my office, I keep it in my drawer, and I have my water over here, and I thought I had, but maybe I didn't. So anyway, because I didn't feel like I had taken 4 total, because I think my stomach would have been, upset. Anyway, so that's how you tell a story. It's always in first person. Don't try to think about every word in the past if it's talking about the past or the future. Say, oh, I saw this dress on the internet or a magazine. It was so pretty, and they said they were selling it at Dillard's, and I'm going to go. I will. And if they keep talking about that, it's like, I plan on going to Dillard's to buy this dress, right? But if they're talking about it, later, if you don't know the tense, you don't always want to say in the future. If you know the tense, like yesterday, I saw it, and I'm going to go to the store. I will. Then you could say, I plan on going to get the dress. But if it's like the other day, and then they talk about tomorrow, which means, so the next day I went to the store and I bought the dress, right? Or if I say yesterday and then later, so later in the afternoon, or after I got off work, I went to Dillard's and picked up the dress. So you have to really watch the story. So you have to practice watching deaf people. And how they tell a story, because everyone has their own style, okay, hand shape, style. But that's the grammar. The grammar is you need to put your time, right, your tense, so you're thinking about it. Because sometimes if I've missed a tense or they haven't given it to me, I'm going, really? That's gonna happen today or tomorrow? You've got to go do blah blah blah. And they go, no, that happened last week. Well, somehow I missed their tense for last week. Of course, it was just a conversation. I wasn't trying to do an interpretation on a job, but I was thinking, oh, how horrible, that's awful, you're gonna have to go to court. They go, no, already did. See, but somewhere along I missed the tense of when that was, and they might have said May 20th or whatever. They may have already gave me that tense at the beginning, but I missed it. So you have to watch this whole story, and you may say that, and that's okay. They go, no, that happened last week. I go, oh, sorry, I missed that. Well, gosh, or that's good, or they're awful, or whatever the reaction would be from the story. So practice watching deaf, and don't be embarrassed or afraid or hesitant to ask them a question, because you're trying to learn, and you can say, oh, I'm trying to learn, and I think I missed that, or I don't know that sign, or whatever, and they're happy because you're learning, or you want to learn. Deaf people are happy to tell you again, to teach you, and that's an opportunity to pass down their language and their culture. So that's why it's exciting, it's interesting, and they become excited. So practice and enjoy, and tell yourself stories or other people. And if you want to voice, but make sure you try to get that grammar correct. So that's why I suggest maybe videotaping yourself, silently, and then see if you can voice it and how does it sound, right? So enjoy, and I will see you later. Bye.